What's up, guys? How have you been? I've been busy settling in after a cross-country move. I'm finally able to say it's starting to feel a little bit like home, winding down a little, so I've had a little bit more downtime, and in that downtime, I have been playing a lot of Rimworld Odyssey. No surprise there. So I thought I'd hop on and just make a quick video on my favorite Odyssey mods that I've been playing with. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off strong with my favorite type of mod, a map mod, Sky Islands. This mod adds a layer between the planetary surface and orbit with, islands in the sky. These have breathable air, arable soil, and some plant and animal life, and they can be any biome. So it's basically a little slice of planetary surface, but floating up in the sky. Just like asteroids, you can't land here to start your game, but with a grav anchor, you can build a permanent settlement here. And you'll mostly see birds up here, maybe the occasional iguana, Galapagos of the space age. Not really any big huntable animals, unfortunately, but that makes sense, really. Anyway, it's just a really cool little addition to the game, I think. Then we have the absolutely fantastic on the eyes space furniture. This introduces a new tab filled with space and space station themed furniture and decor, and I love it. You do have to do some modest research to unlock it, but then you have access to everything. There are these gorgeous beds, which, here's the best part, when you click these, whatever textile you use in building it will be the color of the bedspread. So if you make it out of Devil Strand, the bedspread will be red. This is what the game has been needing. There are also lockers and shelves, which give a little comfort boost to any beds surrounding them, much like a dresser or a side table would do. There's also a bunch of wall art, including a few different tropical plants, coral specimens, rock samples, what looks like a lava lamp, this holographic projection that's awesome to have on the bridge of your ship or command center, whatever you want to call it. I also really like the TV, the bar counter, bar stools. You get the picture. It's basically great sci-fi decor with vanilla style graphics. Oh, it also adds a 2x2 solar panel that produces 2,000 watts, kind of OP, but you don't need to use it. This mod also adds a bunch of high-tech buildings in the structure tab. They're basically for looks only, but a few items are worth it, namely this little monitor, desk with a monitor window, and these double doors. It really gives the space station feel for me. Now, in a similar vein, we have the mod GravShip Storage. You need adaptive storage framework to run it, totally worth it, great mod anyway. So once you achieve basic GravTech research, this mod adds the following storage items to this new storage tab. A small GravShip shelf which holds 3 stacks, a regular shelf which holds 6 item stacks, a glass shelf which also holds 6 and kind of looks like a display case, a 2-tier shelf, and items line up on these shelves really nicely. If you make it for clothing, it looks so organized and tidy. It also adds these 3 crate sizes, kind of like their standard size one, which holds up to 32 individual stacks of items or different items, a larger square crate which holds up to 72 stacks, and a long crate which holds up to 80 stacks. And these are kind of expensive to build with steel. The large crate is 270 steel, so it doesn't feel unbalanced to me that you're able to put that much stuff in it. It also adds a weapon rack that can hold 3 individual weapons. I love the look of these. Those of you who've seen any of my videos before, you know I love a good weapon rack, so on board with this. Next up, we have another purely aesthetic thing that I like, transparent substructure. This mod does exactly what it sounds like. It gives you the option to build a glass substructure, so you can basically have see-through floors on your ship. I feel like it really gives character to an observation deck or the bridge. It also adds a transparent heavy bridge option. So after you've researched heavy bridges, you can build out your space platforms, but with a glass floor. I like these for space docks. Okay, so now is a mod that has been around for ages and is not Odyssey specific, but I think it goes hand in hand with Odyssey. I'm talking, of course, about Replimat, which basically makes replicators from Star Trek.
Coffee black.
It's like a nutrient paste dispenser, except your pawns can order anything they want, including lavish meals. And it's also not a huge, hideous eyesore the way the nutrient paste dispensers are, but it does require an insane amount of power and is pretty resource heavy to build. So here's a super quick tutorial. Now, all Replimat tech is post-advanced fabrication under molecular resequencing, so it's already a very late game thing. Make sure you have about 1 billion advanced components around. Once you have it unlocked, here is how to set up the system. First, you're going to build a feedstock tank. These come in 2 sizes, small or large, and then you need to build a Replimat hopper. This is where you will actually load the raw organic material in. You can load it with any raw food products as well as some plant matter, depending on mods. For me, it's like coffee leaves, tea leaves, cycloid, smoke leaf, hops. Now, in order for the hopper to work, you need a Replimat computer. This is the brains of the operation. Toss it anywhere, who cares? It needs 1,000 watts. Once you have the computer, the feedstock tank, and hopper all powered on, your colonists will begin loading stuff into the hopper. Once loaded, the hopper turns on and begins disassembling at a molecular level the stuff you put in into a particulate suspension, which is then stored in the feedstock tank. As the hopper disassembles and creates this suspension, you can watch the feedstock tank fill up by clicking it. The computer also shows this green bar that indicates how full the feedstock tank is. Here's the catch. When the hopper is processing raw food, it uses an insane amount of power. I'm talking 20,000 watts, okay? And when it's not actively processing ingredients, it still consumes 2,000. So you really need to have your colonies shit together to run one of these. Finally, to actually utilize that feedstock, you need a Replimat terminal, which is where your pawns will order their meals from. There's a freestanding terminal and a wall terminal, and obviously if we're going full Trek here, we're gonna do the wall one. Your pawns will then approach the terminal and order whatever they fancy. You can also manually have the terminal generate packaged survival meals before a trip, which is a convenient touch. Now, you might be wondering, do I have to connect all of these components with some sort of piping system? The answer is no. They all just need to be on the same electrical circuit. The lore behind this is that somehow the particulate suspension can travel along power conduits. Just roll with it. It's a video game. A couple more minor features. There's an animal feeder, which is the same as a terminal, but for animals to get hay, synth meat, or kibble out of. You can switch between the feed type at your leisure. And then there's a cadaver hopper, which is what it sounds like. It's just like a regular hopper, except you can throw an entire corpse in there. Rotten, okay? Rotten corpses can go in there. Gross. Your pawns will be disturbed. Mine get a "we recycled corpse into feedstock" -3 debuff, but then they'll proceed to happily eat a lavish carnivore meal 5 seconds later. So it's net positive. All in all, great mod to use for late game space stations or ships or anywhere you have enough excess power to do so. Now, one last honorable mention mod, the Astronomy Style Pack. This is for those of you who play with ideology as well. Your ideologian can now have astronomy as a style instead of like rustic, morbid, techist, or whatever. And then they'll have access to reskinned items, including weapons, furniture, and apparel. I'm not crazy about the furniture and apparel, but this mod is worth it for the reskinned weapons alone, in my opinion. All right, folks, let me know if you use any of these or if you have any other recommendations for me for fun mods to use with Odyssey. And until next time, take care of yourselves.